Broadcast, and we bring in our guests, Advocate Adil Hassan, spokesperson of the AIMIM, and K. Nageshwar, political analyst on the GHMC elections. Mr. Hassan, I'll come to you first. How confident are you of winning the 51 seats against an unprecedented BJP blitz in the city?
We are very much confident that we will win, inshallah. And we know BJP makes everything in a very high pitch. But on ground, BJP will not even cross 15 seats. You in 150 GHMC seats, BJP will not even cross 115 seats. You can on 4th we can meet again. Well, they just create the hype. But they don't know the ground reality. During the floods, no BJP leader was available. During lockdown, the highest relief distribution was done by MIM, and even TRS government provided best possible help, and MIM was on the ground in every city, every part of the city. And reality is that BJP saffron leader, the BJP leader are coming from Uttar Pradesh. You can check the data of Uttar Pradesh, the ranking of Uttar Pradesh in the Niti Aayog, and Mr. Yogi is talking about Hyderabad. He have to take care of Lucknow, Allahabad, Gorakhpur, Meerut, Ghaziabad, but he is giving time in Hyderabad. It's good in democracy. Everybody has right to take participation. And we welcome everybody because Hyderabad is a very composite culture. You can have good biryani, you can have good Irani tea, but the voters of Hyderabad will vote for MI. We are pretty sure.
All right, Mr. Nageshwar, I'll come to you next. BJP's Vikas brand has been quite muted in these GHMC elections. Free water, power, vaccine delivery, and other pitches have not found their place in the campaign beyond the manifesto.
Well, you're right. Quite unfortunately, issues of very emotive character have dominated the electoral discourse. This is quite contrary to what the people on the ground feel. Your own correspondent spoke to the young voters. They were talking about development. I will just quote you a study by the Urban Distress and Reform Study, which reveals that 67% of Hyderabadis talked about improvement in roads, 62% talked about sanitation, 51% talked about better health, and 34% talked about the better education in the municipal schools. But unfortunately, all kinds of things, from changing the name from Hyderabad to Bhagyanagar, Bin Laden, Babar, Akbar, Rohingyas, and destruction of the samadhis of N.T. Ramarao and P.V. Narasimha Rao, and all kinds of things, unwanted things have come into the electoral discourse. So this is, and the most striking part of it is the death of local democracy. We really do not know who will be our mayor. Whichever party wins, no party has projected a city leader as a mayor. You will be surprised to know that the women, this time the mayor post was reserved for women, but not a single woman leader was at the forefront of the election campaign on behalf of any political party. So as that young girl rightly pointed out to your correspondent, it is actually an election for assembly or election for parliament, but it's not election for a civic body. So agenda of governance was completely missing. So the political parties have failed and fooled the people of Hyderabad. But still, I want the people of Hyderabad to vote, because that's the only way you can change the political culture. No politics is never a substitute to bad politics.
On that point, what Mr. Nageshwar was referring to was the Urban Distress and Reform Study 2020. It found that over 67% of voters were concerned with poor roads in the city, over 62% with poor sanitation, almost 51% about poor health facilities. Do you think the BJP blitz is coming in a direct response to the GHMC's poor governance record, of which the MIM has been pretty much a mute spectator?
Intensely heard campaign point of BJP was on the Rohingya Muslims. Is Rohingya Muslims concerned with the civic governance? So the entry 9, entry 17, entry 18, and entry 72 of the 7th schedule, the Union List of the Constitution of India, talks about the citizenship and all such issues as part of the Union List. It is the central government responsibility. Look at what Amit Shah said when he was asked about the Rohingyas. He said, let OIC give it in writing. I don't really understand why should the Home Minister of India need OIC's permission to evict Rohingyas. So are Rohingyas, Bin Laden's, Ayodhya, Article 370, buying land in Kashmir? I don't think any Hyderabadi is going to Kashmir to buy land. So that was the issue. So where is the issue of the civic or surgical strikes? And Akbaruddin, OIC MIM leader, talked about challenging the BJP to challenge the political party TRS to remove the Samadhi tombs of P.V. Narasimha Rao and N.T. Ramarao. Is this the governance at all? I really don't understand. I'll tell you one simple example. You can simply Google one word, one phrase, Hyderabad versus Bhagyanagar. So this was the phrase used by three politicians. One, Asaduddin Owaisi. Two, Tejasvi Surya. Three, Yogi Adityanath. Will you be surprised to know that the both BJP and MIM leaders are using the same language of polarization? How can BJP and MIM leaders converge on the talking points? I'm not telling anything. You only Google Hyderabad versus Bhagyanagar. This slogan was given by both the BJP and MIM leaders.
I didn't even ask you about Bhagyanagar, specifically about the GHMC's track record when it comes to governance. AIMIM with 44 seats has been pretty much a mute spectator to the entire thing.
And my question was the agenda of governance, civic issues. Well, there are issues of road improvement, issues of public transport, issues of drinking water, sanitation, flood management, stormwater management. I was an independent member of the Legislative Council representing the graduates of Hyderabad. We have talked about these things in the Legislative Council. I have talked about these things in the GHMC. I was also a voter in the GHMC bodies. So we were referring to these issues, but political parties have conveniently ignored them because they will be simply exposed once they do this. So what is the budget? The budget of the Telangana government in the ever since the state was formed, increased by 58%, but the budget of Hyderabad has increased by 24%. Has anyone talked about it? Has anyone even referred to this simple fact that why the Hyderabad budget is so less compared to Bengaluru budget, compared to Mumbai budget? Why nobody is talking about issues of governance at all? So the political parties are absolutely eminently disconnected from the ground issue. This is the post-truth age. They want to win elections through emotional campaigns.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Hassan and Mr. Nageshwar, for joining us on the broadcast. Polling underway in those crucial GHMC elections. We're going to take a short break, but before we go, what makes us proud to be Indians? What sets us apart?